how are we all doing? Welcome back to Premier League Dad. My name is Key. We are live for Everton. Everton against Leeds at the Hill Dickinson Stadium in the Premier League. Listen, we watched this earlier in the season and Leeds won it with a very controversial penalty, it must be said. And since then, the teams have kind of gone on slightly weird paths. Maybe not the paths that I expected them to go on. Trying to get onto Monday Night Football here. Hang on a second. Come on. Yeah, there's a weird sort of feeling with Everton's season that they're mad. Weirdly, they're still only a few points off Europe, and I have written them off at every turn as a cop-out would. Let's be honest. So I keep writing Everton off, and yet they keep going. You know, they go to Villa Park and win. What an unbelievable performance that was, and then. You know, they play Wolves at home. They play Brentford. There's a few performances I look at Everton and think, nah, they're exactly what I think they are. And then there's a few performances I look and think, hang on a minute. Do you know what? They're actually a pretty decent side here, Everton. And Moyes is coaching really well, and they're very robust and resilient, and they can hang on to a lead. They can grind out those away performances. It's exactly the sort of Everton side that maybe, you know, made a late charge for the Champions League in 2004-05. I remember that Everton side very, very well. There's still a lot to like, and there's still a lot of growth to do with this Everton side. I think you can tell that whenever I speak to any Blues. I've got lots of Blues in my family, by the way, but whenever I speak to any Blues, it's always the same, that they're massively short in attacking areas, and the Jack Grealish injury will not have helped, will it? But Kiernan Dewsbury-Hall, Illiman and Dye, Idrissa Gana-Gueye, Tyler Diblin. They've got more attacking options now than maybe they had earlier part of this season. Tyler Diblin seems to have, he's not quite grown into his role, but he's getting more minutes now, isn't he? How are we all doing? Wonder says, top of the evening, Key. How are you? Bentham Gold, good to see you. La Pulga, yo, how are you doing, Key? How's it going? Shell, yes. How's it going, Shell? Arsenal forever. I believe it'll be a 1-1. I don't think either team wins this. James Garner, of course. James Garner, yes, signing his new contract. Massive news that for Evertonians. And obviously Branthwaite back in training now. Jared Branthwaite on the bench tonight, by the way. Kiernan Dewsbury-Hall on the bench tonight. Alcaraz back on the bench. Merlin Roll on the bench. So all of a sudden the Everton bench looking a little bit stronger. Let's go through the lineups, by the way. The lineups are over here if you want to check them out. But the lineups are as follows. Jordan Pickford in goal. Nathan Patterson at right back. That is still very much an area that Everton need to focus on. That's an area of improvement, isn't it? Immediate. They need to sort the wing back positions out. Mykolenko, he's not it. And Patterson, he's not it. You know, these are players who Everton are probably going to have to move on in the summer. Tarkowski and O'Brien at centre back. Tarkowski's been a mixed bag this season. Michael Keane, funnily enough, has been maybe Everton's better of the 2-3 centre-backs this season, and he's out suspended tonight. So it's Tarkowski and O'Brien in the middle, Mykolenko off the left. Idrissa Gana-Gueye comes back in alongside James Garner, and then it is Illiman and Dye back from the AFCON. Harrison Armstrong in that number 10. I guess he'll be a number 10 position, but he'll drop back into midfield, I'm sure, to make it a 3 when he needs to. Dwight McNeil off the left-hand side and Tierno Barry through the middle. Dwight McNeil coming in for Jack Grealish. A lot of Evertonians won't be so happy with that, I don't think, and maybe would have preferred to see Illiman and Dye back over on the left-hand side where he's been more effective, where he's got... that's where Illiman and Dye played his best football for me for Everton. Off the left-hand side, they only moved him to the right so they could accommodate Jack Grealish. Now Grealish looks like he maybe have played his last game for Everton. We don't know what's happening there. Obviously, he's got a bad foot injury. He's going to be out for maybe a month or two. I would have thought Illiman and Dye would have gone back over to the left, and maybe they'd have put, Tyler Diblin in there, one of the big new signings. Maybe they don't want to rush Dewsbury-Hall back in, but maybe they could have put Alcaraz out there. Maybe they could have put, I don't know. Maybe they could have pushed Asnu onto the right-hand side. I don't know what's going on, but they need to do something. I'm just not sure that McNeil is it. On to the Leeds side. Leeds have gone for Darlow in goal. Darlow has come in place of Perry. Lucas Perry. He has been dropped to the bench. It's Strike, Roden and Bornau at the back with Justin and Bogle in the wing-back positions. Gruev, Ampadu and Stack in midfield, and then Calvert-Lewin and Aronson up front. Well, Calvert-Lewin will be the lone centre-forward. Aronson will probably play more as a floating number 10 behind him. Not sure about that Leeds side. Really not sure about that Leeds side. I would have thought we'd have seen... I mean, the bench looks really good for Leeds. Tanaka, Pirro, Okafor, Nemecha, Longstaff, Nonto, Buonanotte. They've got ability on that bench now, Leeds. Reece says, evening pal, I'm part of the Discord crew now. I don't know what I'm doing though, and if I've done it correctly. He said hi to people and sent you a direct voice note. Yes, Reece, good lad. I'll have a look at it, mate, shortly. Well, it'll have to be after the stream, but I will have a look at it. Bentham goal, why didn't you do the Al Nassr match? Al Nassr, we've done some in the Saudi Pro League, mate, but I've not done the Al Nassr match. No, not quite. Callum says 2-2 draw for this one. La Pulga says Skillerman and I will cook in every single position. And Arsenal Forever says, I'm waiting for Welsh. Really wants his question. I'm sure Welsh Wing will be in to give us his question. I've got a couple of questions prepared for tonight, don't worry. Ongodia Emmanuel says Everton to win. Okay, alright, okay. La Pulga, Leeds are going after Rooney Bardghey. Oh, I don't like that. He's quality. I like him a lot. I don't think he's a Leeds player. I think if Rooney Bardghey leaves Barcelona, surely he'd be going somewhere with European football. He's top quality. Every time I've seen him play for Barca, he's done well. Hiya, Sarah. How's it going? Have I got everything? I think I've got everything, haven't I? Right, so what are we saying? Yeah, so we've done the two lineups. The benches for Everton, by the way, it is Travers on the bench, Merlin Roll, Dibbling, Dewsbury Hall, Coleman, Branthwaite, Asnu, Alcaraz, and Beto. Beto heavily linked with a move away this week. Hiya, Jabba, how's it going? Reese says, can't see there being more than two in this one, can you? I don't know. I think there might be, yeah. Something tells me this bizarrely might be a bit of a goal fest. And that might just be hopium. It might just be the sweet, sweet smell of hopium. But I think there is. I think there's going to be goals in this one. I fancy Leeds to throw caution to the wind and try and get a win. Everton to win or draw or lose, all possible. Sarah says, have you heard that Odegaard might be leaving Arsenal for Bayern? Arsenal for Bayern? I do think Odegaard moves on. I mean, maybe that was part of him bringing Eze in. Maybe Eze is the Odegaard replacement, and then, there's a pathway for Wanyeri when Wanyeri comes back. They're going to have to move Eze or Odegaard out of the club at some point, though. If they want Wanyeri at the end of this season, I'm telling you, Wanyeri will start enough games for Marseille that he'll be like, listen, I ain't coming back and sitting on the bench for Arsenal. It's not happening. So you need to sell me. He will absolutely. He's going to cause a right kick up, I think. La Pulga, Mateta to Forest. What is going on there, by the way? 35 million apparently they're offering. Mateta to Forest. I cannot believe a world where Mateta goes to fucking Nottingham Forest. Why is he going to Nottingham Forest? What do Nottingham Forest offer him that Palace currently don't? I have no idea. I have absolutely no idea. Tony says, all right, Key, I need Leeds to win tonight. I've got them in last man standing. Yes, Tony. Come on, we are all Leeds tonight. That's why I've got my white t-shirt on. We're all Leeds tonight. Arsenal Forever says, I'll be happy if that stinky Norwegian leaves us. I hate him. Being our captain and performing like this is disappointing and annoying. Okay. Empty says 9. Fake Odegaard rumour. And Ongodia says, may I know the Everton injuries? Well, the only Everton players who are missing is Jack Grealish due to a foot injury. I don't know if it's a metatarsal, is it? Jabba, Shell, you might be able to advise better than I, but I think it was a foot injury. And Irabunum is out. There's rumours about Irabunum leaving. I don't know if that's anything to do with him being left out of the squad tonight, but he has been left out as well. Allegedly, it's due to lacking sharpness or lacking fitness was the reason given. Josh Edwards, I hate football. Jabba says Leeds terrible away, Everton terrible at home. Not feeling confident either way. Well, if we look at the head-to-heads tonight, I mean, obviously you can see the head-to-heads over here for Leeds and Everton right now when they've played each other in the past. That's going round on a carousel throughout the night. But if you look at Everton's home form, Everton have just one win in their last 6 home games. They lost against Sunderland in the Cup. They drew with Wolves, lost to Brentford, lost to Arsenal, lost to Newcastle, and just that one solitary win over Nottingham Forest. For Leeds, you could argue Leeds are at least unbeaten in their last 5 away. So they've beaten Derby in the FA Cup. They lost very narrowly in the last minute against Newcastle. Then they drew with Liverpool, drew at Sunderland, and drew at Brentford. All 3 very, very decent results. You could say before that, before that little run of 1 defeat in 5, they did have a run of 7 defeats in 8. So yeah, 7 defeats in 8 for Leeds away from home before that little cheeky run of 5. So yeah, they lost to Man City, lost at Forest, lost at Brighton, lost at Burnley, lost at Fulham, lost at Arsenal, got knocked out of the Cup to Sheffield Wednesday on pens. The only place they had won was Wolves away. But they have kind of steadied the ship away from home at least. You know, big points away at Brentford, Sunderland, and at Anfield. So yeah, you've got to give credit where it's due. La Pulga says, Liverpool agree deal in principle to sign Ifeanyi Ndukwe from Austria Vienna. Club confirms. Yeah, he's only 16, 17. He's only a young lad. He's not going to go into the first team. Tony says Arsenal should keep their famous captain, so he leads them to second place yet again. And Jabba says Grealish has got a stress fracture in his foot. Jake says, have you heard Bayern are interested in Gakpo for 75? I don't think he's worth that. I don't believe it, I doubt he would go to Bayern unless there was a real sort of desire to shift out Luis Diaz, and I don't think there is, to be honest. So, no, I think he'll probably stay at stay at Liverpool. Grealish, 12 weeks out. Arsenal Forever says, can't wait for these questions, lad. I'm prepared. Good lad. La Pulga says, no chance Bayern shell out 75 for him this season after buying Diaz for around the same. And Shell says, let's kick some Leeds bums. I don't fancy Everton to win tonight. I don't think so. But Leeds are, just in terms of overall form, by the way, Leeds have just 1 defeat in their last 10 games, home or away in all competitions. So, you know, if you look at their overall form, 1 defeat in their last 10, and that was literally the last kick of the game against Newcastle. So, Leeds have become incredibly difficult to beat. Incredibly difficult to beat. Finners Matty, what is the schedule for this week as it isn't on Discord yet? Oh, have I not posted it? Oh, sorry, mate. I'll tell you now. I haven't posted it yet. But I'll post it. I'll post it first thing. In fact, I'll do it straight after the stream. As soon as this stream's finished, I'll post the schedule on Discord. But we can go through it now. Tomorrow we're doing Lincoln against Bradford City in League One. That's second against fourth. Bradford have lost 3 out of their last 4. Lincoln absolutely flying. They finished 11th in League One last year. They're chasing promotion to the Championship. Bradford, they came up from League 2 last season. They're looking for back-to-back promotions straight up into the Championship. I'm rooting for Bradford in that one. But yeah, Lincoln v Bradford tomorrow. We're doing a League One fixture. Wednesday, back to the Champions League. I'm going to be doing Liverpool Qarabag. On Thursday night, there's a few European... Well, there's all European games. But on Thursday night, there wasn't too many that were like high jeopardy, if you know what I mean. Like Forest are playing Ferencvaros. You know, Robbie Keane's side, Ferencvaros. Both sides are pretty much qualified. There's not an awful lot of jeopardy there. Celtic are playing Utrecht. Utrecht are out, can't do anything. Celtic need to win. Maybe a little bit there. Porto play Rangers. Rangers are already out. They can't qualify. Aston Villa play Salzburg. Villa are already through. They'll rotate heavily. So all the sides that are in Europe on Thursday, it felt like there wasn't an awful lot of like anticipation, an awful lot of like quality to get behind. So I've gone for a game that's maybe a little bit rogue, but I've gone with Betis, Real Betis against Feyenoord in the Europa League on Thursday night. Feyenoord have to win. Anything less than a win for Feyenoord at the Villa Marine is absolutely, they're out. They are done. They are absolutely done. So they need to win away at Betis. Betis probably need to win themselves to secure a place in the top 8. They have qualified, but they need to get in the top 8. They're 8th currently. So a draw probably doesn't suit Betis. They need to win. Feyenoord, a draw, and they're out. So Feyenoord have to go there and really take it to Betis, and I think they will. They're second in the Eredivisie currently, so I've gone with that one on Thursday. On Friday night, we're doing Bristol City against Derby County in the Championship. Bristol City obviously chasing the playoffs. Derby not too far away themselves, I guess. And then on Saturday, we're doing Chelsea West Ham 5:30, followed by Liverpool Newcastle 8 o'clock. And Sunday, we're doing Man United Fulham at 2, followed by Tottenham and City at 4. So there you go. They're the games coming up soon. Yeah, coming up this week. Welshwing, hey Key, how are you? Ready for my quiz question? Not well. I don't know if you've already done it or not. I would say don't do it yet. I'd say wait till half time. We've got 12 minutes. I mean, you could do it before half time if you want to. You could do it before half time. It's your call, mate. I'm happy if you want to do it before half time. Jake says, I reckon 3-2 Leeds this one, Monday night. Classic. And Reece says, Leeds have put a real fly in the ointment to the bottom teams. A sudden steep improvement that I never saw coming. It's all snowballing since beating Chelsea under the lights in early December. Yes. Yeah, I was going to say, yeah, they've certainly started to find a little bit of... it feels like Leeds are grinding results out now, and they never were earlier in the season. They had moments where they sparked into life and they played some decent football, but they always looked really vulnerable at the other end. And now they've just solidified a little bit. They look a little bit, they've not got that gooey centre anymore. Jabba says Key's got his Arsenal jersey on inside out again. And Welshwing says, can you name the top 15 players that made the most appearances under Moyes and Everton? Ooh, okay, here we go. Now we're getting into the old cheeky realm. Hang on, like 1 second. Let me just get me stuff ready. Right, so top 15 players who've made the most appearances under Moyes. Tim Howard would be one, surely. Tim Howard. Jagielka would be another. Hibbert, Baines, Phil Neville, Cahill, Arteta it is, Osman, Pienaar, would he Pienaar have been? I think Yakubu might be, Coleman's a great shout, yeah, must be Seamus Coleman. What about Distan? Distan was in the Everton side for a really long time. Carsley maybe. Pickford. Would Pickford have been? I don't think Pickford would be, I don't think Pickford would be. Jagielka's in there. Howard. Stubbs. Yeah, Stubbs could be. What about Unsworth? We said Unsworth. Coleman's not in there. Seamus Coleman isn't in there. Lescott, Fellaini. Yeah, Fellaini, Lescott. I don't think Distan's 14th. Okay, so Distan's yes, Coleman's no. Did we say Osman? David Weir, great shout, La Pulga. Hibbert must be. Howard, I'm trying to think of other players who were like staples of that Everton side. Not Rooney, not Unsworth. Gareth Barry. Gareth Barry, I don't think Gareth Barry was after that. He was more Martinez, wasn't he? Yeah, it's not Barry. Cahill must be, though. Yobo. Oh, yes. Joseph Yobo must be. Joseph Yobo's got to be he's a certain one, I would say. Oh, who else? What about, No, I was thinking like Naismith. What about Naismith? And a Chaby. What about Rodwell? No, that's a silly shout. That's a ridiculous shout. Forget me. Forget that. Not Mina. No chance. Osman's number one. Right. Osman's number 1. Yeah, I was going to say his entire Everton career was with Moyes, wasn't it, really? Looking for a player who's, like, stayed pretty constantly throughout. Did we say Phil Neville? Reece said, meanwhile, Burnley make taking three Premier League points look like the operation to separate Siamese twins. Our longest winless run in 19 years. Wow. McFadden's not a bad shout. Nigel Martin. I think Nigel Martin was only was there really, not a short time, but he wasn't there long enough, I don't think, to be in the top 15. Thought I finished that was from Kevin Campbell. Louis Sahar again, same. I would say Louis Sahar, no. 3-star says, might be playing for Glasgow in the coming weeks if his future at Palace is in doubt. Fellaini's 12th. Okay, so Fellaini's 12th. Distan's in there. Yorbo's in there. Osman's in there. Howard, Jagielka, Hibbert, Baines, Arteta, Lescott. What about them? Not Coleman. We said Coleman, didn't we? Yeah, Coleman's not right. We've already said Distan. Any of them? Heitinger, Pistoni. Hibbert is 4th. Right, so Hibbert's in there. Osman's in there. Distan's in there. Fellaini's in there. Yorbo's in there. Pistoni. Alessandro Pistoni, do we think? Again, I'm struggling. Not Anachabi. No, not Anachabi. Did you check the chat there? Howard, Jagielka, Hibbert, Baines, Arteta, Lescott, any of them? Hibbert we got, but no, none of the others. Arteta is 9th. Right, Arteta's in there. Did Ferguson? Surely Ferguson. Big Dunk? I would imagine Big Dunk's got to be in there. Be very surprised if Ferguson wasn't. Not Lescott. Okay, Lescott's a no. Christ, I'm struggling now then. But players like Cale's 5th. Okay, Cale's in there. Hill Dickinson looking great tonight from the pictures. Get that win for us tonight, please. Sunderland v Burnley on Monday Night Football next week. We'll be live for that one. Come on, the Clarets, eh, Reese? Think you're going to be able to take Sunderland's unbeaten record away from him? Timbo, hello, Kieran. Hola, Kieran. I'm still buzzing after the Arsenal loss. Good lad. Norwich v Coventry tonight as well, by the way. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this one as well, mate, yeah. Howard is 2. So Tim Howard's in there. Okay. Stubbs. Kilban. Kilban is an excellent shout. Kilban, surely. Kilban and Stubbs would be a certainty. Neville. Did we say Neville? Phil Neville. Scheitinger. If you just joined us, we're doing the top 15 Everton players under David Moyes with the most appearances. And we have currently got Howard, Hibbert, Arteta, Osman, Distan, Fellaini, Yorbo, Cahill. Coleman isn't in there. Lescott isn't in there. Not Kilban. Kilban isn't in there. Neville's 3rd. Okay. Phil Neville's in there. Stubbs is 13th. Okay, Alan Stubbs. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we've got 10 so far. Coventry's lead has vanished, by the way. I looked at the table yesterday and thought it was a lie. No, they've started to be reeled back in by Borough, of all teams. Very close to kick-off, so we're going to have to speed it up. Championship tonight, Norwich v Coventry. We'll keep you updated on that one, of course. Verona, Udinese in Serie A as well going on. Verona 3 points off from safety. They could do with a win tonight at home. And Girona v Getafe as well in La Liga. That kicks off in 3 minutes as well. Same time as this one. Getafe level on points with Mallorca. They're only in the relegation zone on goal difference at the minute. So a point takes them back to safety away at Girona tonight if they can do that. McFadden's not a bad one. Yeah, McFadden's not a bad shout. I keep thinking of like really wild ones, but not Andy Johnson, show me. There's only 5 left. Carsley's 11th. Okay, Carsley is 11th. Hibbert 4th, we've got that one. Yobo we got. Yobo was 6th, I think. Yakubu. Weir, we said, I don't think Weir's not in there. I'm sure he said no to Weir. Yobo 6th. Come on, 2 minutes to kick off. Weir is 15th. Oh, Weir is 15th, okay. So we have got Weir. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 3 left to get. There's 3 left to get according to my count. Tulgag261 says Andy Johnson. Maybe. Possibly. Be surprised, actually, that one. I don't think Andy Johnson played for them for that long. He was gone, wasn't he, after maybe a couple of seasons. Right. Well, listen, we're gonna do our bets. You got someone asked me in the chat, have you done any bets tonight, Key? We're gonna do our bets a little bit differently tonight because I've looked at it and I think, do you know what? I'm not enjoying these pre-match ones. I'm gonna go for a cheeky little in-play on this one. Osman's been said. Yeah, Osman's number 1, mate. Time's up. Here's the full list. Go on. Who did we miss? Who did we miss? Baines was said. Jagielka was said. Campbell. I think he said Kevin Campbell wasn't. Hibbert. Yeah, Hibbert we had. Yeah, so I'm going to do a cheeky little in-play tonight. Courtesy of our friends over at Midnight. If you want to go and get yourself 30 quid in free bets, please do so. Links in the chat, links in the description and all that. Again, 18 plus. Don't always gamble responsibly and all that good stuff. Campbell, Hibbert. In loving memory of Tommy Wright, former Everton player. Sadly passed away. Players just having a minute to pause. And it's Graham Sharp and Peter Reid and Graham Stewart as well. Look at Tierno Barry, he's barely clapping. He's that cold. He's like that. Like that. Can't be that cold. It is bitter though tonight. Do you know what? I went picking my little girl up from school before and we was just, like, middle of the day, we was just walking back and it was Baltic. It was absolutely freezing. My hands were like purple. And I was like, Jesus, we need to absolutely wrap up now. Because even though it's after Christmas, you need to absolutely wrap up still. It's so cold. And down by the docks, on the night, it's going to have dropped even more. It's going to be absolutely bitter there tonight. Bitter. Wanderless, I joined today, Key. Yes, Wanderless, love that. Welshring says 5 Kale, 6 Euro, 7 Baines, 8 Jagielka, 9 Arteta, 10 Pina, 11 Carsley, 12 Fellaini, 13 Stubbs, 40. Oh, so who was 1 to 4? Who was 1 to 4? You didn't put in 1 to 4. Right, we're off and underway here. It's gone behind. It's an early Everton corner. Good to see Sharpie back in the stands. It's freezing there at BMD. Sharpie's not been allowed back for a long time, has he? Timbo, I have a quiz question. Save it for half time. Let's focus on the game. Don't distract me during the game. I'll end up getting off on a tangent. We'll miss some goals. The corner to Everton. Whipped in. Far post. Leeds get it away. First Osman, second Howard, third Neville, fourth Hibbert. Oh, I was going to say, yeah, I think we got all them then in the end. Yeah. McFadden was a bit of a rogue shout. Someone threw in. No McFadden. We did say Baines. We did say Jagielka. There you go. Yeah, we weren't that far off then. That's one corner in for me already. Timbo, it's not 10 players who played for Chelsea and Liverpool. You've already shown you can't do that. Oh, here we go. Dan Mercury, Everton till I die, up the Toffees. No chance. Come on, Big Dom. Big Dom Calvert-Lewin. Get your head on this. All right, Andy. How's it going, Andy? Good to see you, mate. What's your thoughts on this one? What's your prediction? Plenty in the chat seem to think Everton win tonight. 68% in the poll have gone for Everton win. If you're new around here, please do hit the like button and subscribe. I don't do that very often during the lives, to be honest, but I have to start doing it a bit more. But if you can hit the like button, and if you do like these things, hit the subscribe button. Live every day, watching games of football with you. And tomorrow we're doing Lincoln against Bradford City in League One. So a nice bit of variety. Thursday, Betis Feyenoord. Friday, Bristol City Derby County. And then Saturday, back to the Premier League. Chelsea West Ham, Liverpool Newcastle, and then Man United Fulham, followed by Spurs City on Sunday. What a big Sunday that's going to be, by the way. Man United v Fulham, Spurs against City this Sunday. I know it's still early in the week. I know it's only Monday Night Football. I'm just already glancing to next weekend and thinking, wow, that is going to be a very big Sunday, I think. United Fulham. Come on, Fulham. I'll keep my white shirt on for Fulham against United. And then Spurs City. City have to go there and win, don't they? Timbo says Calvert-Lewin scoring today may be the most obvious thing forever. And Jabba says, were I a betting man, I would have put money on DCL to score a goal to ensure it doesn't happen. How much is that? Let's have a little look, actually. Let's have a little cheeky in play on that. Let's go and check it out. Here we go. Right. I've opened my Midnight app. Here we go. Everton versus Leeds. Player to score, Dominic Calvert-Lewin, 2.5 to 1. That is printing money. It's absolutely printing money for Dominic Calvert-Lewin to score. I might do a live bet builder. Calvert-Lewin to score, Leeds to win. Calvert-Lewin to score, match result, Leeds win. It's nearly 5 to 1, that. Calvert-Lewin to score and Leeds win is 5. It's nearly enough 5 to 1. That's sickening. It's never a good sign for Everton when the majority of people pick us to win. I think Leeds are incredibly difficult to beat at the minute. We can see that from the form table. Just one defeat in their last 10 games. That was against Newcastle, and it needed literally a last kick of the game from Harvey Barnes to win it. So there's one thing Leeds have proven in the last couple of months is they're very, very tough to beat. Very, very tough to beat. Ronnie, welcome to the Matchday squad. Good to see you, Ronnie. Great to have a new member in the Matchday squad. Thank you very much, Ronnie. Thanks for supporting the channel. And there's going to be lots and lots of new benefits coming your way, including now we've got members-only videos and lives. So every Friday we do a Premier League preview show, which is for members only, and we can discuss all the Premier League games for that weekend, that game week, together. And I give my predictions for each one. So there you go. How we doing, Mr. Andrews? Yeah, good. Jimbo Play. I'm a Leeds fan. Good to have you in the chat, Jimbo. We've got a few Leeds fans in. Don't worry. Plenty of Leeds fans, plenty of Blues in the chat tonight. Arsenal forever. If I were a Wolves fan, screw being a loyal fan. I want to enjoy winning a game. Nah, listen, you've got to stay loyal to your team. You don't pick a team based on whether or not they're successful. Can't be doing that. Andy, if Calvert-Lewin scores, we still win 2-1 or 3-1. And Joe says, oh, there he is, mentioning Newcastle once again. It's all Newcastle, innit? Reece says, why are Sky so obsessed with airing every drab derby match of the way? By the way, I'd rather excrete in my hands and clap than constantly watch their stinky chess matches. Oh, Derby is in Derby County. I was thinking then, are you on about Derby as in, like, you know, Everton, Liverpool and Sheffield United against Sheffield Wednesday? No, in terms of Derby County, yeah, it does feel like Derby and West Brom have been on an awful lot, haven't they, in the last few weeks? Yeah. Don't know, maybe Derby and West Brom have just been, I don't know, pumped by Sky. Ronnie still buzzing after the win against Arsenal yesterday. Enjoy it, mate. I don't think it's going to last too long because Fulham are going to get a win against you next week. And Timbo says, Key, your thoughts on Rice showing once again that Gerrard doesn't lace his boots? Don't start. Don't wind me up. Not tonight. Come on, Leeds. Oh, it's a great bit of play. Tierno Barry can't quite get to it. I know I keep saying this every single time we watch Everton, but I really have never rooted for an Everton forward more than Tierno Barry. Illiman and has already drifted over to this left-hand side. I don't know if it's just maybe for this spell of play, but he's already started over on the left, and Dwight McNeil looks like he's on the right. So, what a ball that is. Mikalenko loses the ball. Yeah, it looks like Illiman and has shifted back over to that left-hand side where he was at his best last season for Everton. Jabba says, one of my favourite memories last season was Wolves visiting Goodison singing "This Isn't Football" while VAR were checking against Everton. And Reggie, good to see you, Reggie. How's things? Davey, I've got a bet builder on 2,500 to 1. Go on, Davey, what is it? What's your 2,500 to 1 bet builder? Oh, Calvert-Lewin's in. Oh, that might be a penalty, is it? Oh, I thought there was maybe a check for the pen on that. Looked like he'd maybe been nicked from behind, but no. But Calvert-Lewin already causing bother. Arsenal says, listen, I know they need subscriptions to keep up the money. Maybe make it a little less per month. It wouldn't hurt that much. What, Sky? Well, there's that. Yeah, there's probably that as well. Timbo says, every stream, that'll get a mention. Joe, by the looks of it, we want Edison again, and he wants us over at Atleti. Finally, some positive transfer news. Newcastle going for Edison. North Yorkshire forever. James Garner 1-0 is incoming, Shell. Don't you worry. Right. Verona have gone behind against Udinese. Verona looking like they are absolutely going down at the minute. Should we do Dominic Calvert-Lewin and Leeds? Give me what are we thinking? What's a good in-play bet for me to jump on? Give me some good in-play bets, folks, and I'll let you know what the odds are. We'll do them. Because I'm thinking of doing something. But Leeds, Dominic Calvert-Lewin, anytime goal scorer. I like that. 10 predictions. Forest want Mateta. These chippies are up. What about player carded? I don't like players carded. I don't want player carded. But I'll maybe go player shots on target. They're in down the left-hand side here, Leeds. Good tackle, and it's dragged back. Verona's equalised against Udinese. Leeds to be relegated, Key. Calvert-Lewin over 0.5 shots on target, says Jack. I mean, that's probably not very much, but Calvert-Lewin just to have a shot on target is... You can't even get that. You can't even get him to have just one shot on target because I think he's just had one. I think that counts as a shot on target, what he's just had. Yeah, he's already had one. So now it's 2, isn't it? Dominic Calvert-Lewin to have 2 is 1.3. Still not bad, that. Have we got any super boosts going? Oh, you've got to do them before the game, though, haven't you? James says, have you seen the sending off in the Hearts game yesterday? A pure disgrace, cheating by VAR. I haven't, no, mate. I haven't seen him. BTTS, Everton or draw? Nah, don't be silly. Don't be silly. There's no way. No way. It's not going to be that. Can't see it. I think Leeds or draw is more likely than Everton or draw, purely because Leeds have just been so difficult to beat for so long now. Tony says, Key, I'm slotting, but what's your thoughts on Alonso being thrown in the mix? It doesn't change it for me, mate. It doesn't matter who the manager is. The replacement, it wouldn't make any difference. For me, if I don't want any other manager other than Arne Slot. You could offer me Alonso, you could offer me Ancelotti, you could offer me Pep Guardiola, you could offer me the best managers in the whole wide world. There is nobody better for Liverpool right now than Arne Slot, and I don't want us to change him. And I don't know a single manager I don't know a single fan that does. Timbo says, do you reckon Calvert-Lewin will celebrate? Oh, it'd be funny if he did. I think he'd do something more like, what's happening here? Oh, Tierno Barry's gone down here. What's up with him? Tierno Barry's gone down. It's a bit of an innocuous one, and Beto's warming up. Never like that when a player goes down without him. Didn't look like there was anyone even near him. What's up with him? I don't like this at all. Tierno Barry. Oh, he did at least have a collision beforehand. What's he? Has he maybe tweaked a muscle or what? What's happened? Barry injured his calf. Yeah, I think Tierno Barry might have to come off here. This would be a real blow for Everton. Finners, Matty, what's your bet? I haven't got a bet on. I'm going to put one on, but I'm going to do it in play. 3-star, I've gone Calvert-Lewin to score, Everton or draw at 4-1. Right, I'm going to go. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I am going to go for Calvert-Lewin to score or assist. Right, Calvert-Lewin to score or assist. And I'm going to do double chance, draw or Leeds. Can we do corners? We got corners or cards. You can't do corners or cards, can you? You can only do player cards. Oh, do you know what? I'm fine with that, actually. Half result, half time, full time. What about draw? I fancy draw. That's not a bad shout. Calvert-Lewin to score. Calvert-Lewin to score or assist. Draw. I like that. Draw half time, draw full time. I think that might be a winner. Edge of the box. Oh, over the bar. Unlucky from Leeds. It was Gruev with the strike from the edge of the box. Jack says, I've gone Everton to win on my bet. Enjoy, Jack. Good lad. I hope you... Well, I don't hope you win. I don't hope you win. But best of luck with it, mate. At least if Everton do win, then, you've had a win. I'll be happy enough with that. Jabba says DCL returns against us and our forward gets injured. It's absolute poetry, isn't it? Jake says, how's the match so far, Key? I'm not watching it. There's not an awful lot happened so far other than Tierno Barry has gone off for some treatment. He has come back on. It remains to be seen whether or not he stays on the pitch. And Dye, cleared away by Leeds. Calvert-Lewin's also had a shot on target, but yeah, I fancy that. Draw is probably a little bit pushing it, isn't it? Nah, do you know what? Fortune favours the brave, innit? Calvert-Lewin score or assist, draw. There you go. It's on. It is on. I've done a little cheeky in play. Who's with me? Calvert-Lewin, score or assist, draw half-time, draw full-time. I'll get it up now on the screen. Timbo says, I'm not a betting man. I bet during the 2018 World Cup, then quit while I was ahead. 100 quid up. Nice. Yeah, smart. Smart man. Alright, there you go. Right, that's mine. It's on. It's on. Fiver, 85. Draw half-time, draw full-time. Calvert-Lewin to score or assist in the game. That's an absolute winner as far as I'm concerned. We'll take that. We'll take that. Ben says, seen the meme saying Luke Shaw turns into prime Leighton Baines every time there's a major international tournament coming up. He does though, doesn't he? Ball hung up to the far post. Calvert-Lewin heads it out. And Everton get it away. Here's Garner Gay. Good defending by Leeds. DJ Dan Mercury Key, last time you bet against Everton, you lost your bet. I know, but yeah, fortune favours the brave. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. Do you know what I mean? Davey says, Key, you missed my bet. I didn't. You said it was 10. It was tenfold, didn't you? You didn't say what it was. Oh, over 15 corners, a red card, 7 yellows, Everton 5 shots on target. Jesus, mate. Yeah, that's never coming in. There's a reason why that one's 2,500 to 1. But I wish you all the best. ABVR says, hi, Key. If results and performances keep going like this until the end of the season, would you consider wanting to sack Slot? I would understand sacking Slot if we finished maybe 6th outside of the Champions League places. If that's the case, then I can live with it. But I don't think we will. I think there's got to be a collective understanding that there's been failure at the club. They've not given him what he needed, and I think that's quite obvious now. And you can ask any Liverpool fan, how many players do you think we need this summer? It just immediately shuts them up. Any Liverpool fan saying that they want Arne Slot out, absolutely, you just shut them up immediately. How many players do you think we need this summer then, lad? Are we all right? We've got a good squad, yeah. Got a good squad that should be challenging for the league. It's just the manager, is it? Yeah, on your bike. Edge of the box, Leeds, strike. Oliver, I've got Ndai shot on target from outside the box for 6-1. Does he have too many shots outside the box? I didn't think he did, but hey, good luck to you, mate. Jack says, does that mean it has to be a draw at half-time? Yeah, draw at half-time, draw at full-time. Could be 1-1 or 2-2. It doesn't matter what the scoreline is, but as long as Calvert-Lewin scores and assists at some point, then yeah. Draw half-time, draw full-time. Mason Garforth, what's your score prediction? I think draw is probably going to be, yeah, I fancy a draw. Shell says, come on, Everton. Welsh wing. Everton looking shocking today. It's like a pattern for everyone. 1 week good, 1 week bad. Davey says, Key, if it comes in, I'll give you something. Oh, don't be silly, mate. No, you don't have to give me anything. Mate, listen, if you put a 2,500 to 1 accumulate a bet builder on and it comes in, you'll give me a warm, fuzzy feeling. That's all I need. You don't need to give me anything. You enjoy it, lad. You just get yourself better. That's the main thing. Arsenal forever. DCL to score a last-minute banger to make it a draw would be absolute scenes. Can you imagine if it's 0-0 half-time and then Calvert-Lewin in the last minute to make it 1-1? Everton score first, Calvert-Lewin in the last minute. Or even just Calvert-Lewin setting up someone else, because that'll do me. I only need score or assist. Little cheeky fiver. It's a free fiver, that as well, by the way, just in case I'm not, if you want to go and get yourself a little free in-play bet, 30 quid in free bets with Midnight. Big thanks to Midnight. All you have to do is click the link in the description or the link in the chat, and you can get yourself 30 quid in free bets. Dave says, Arsenal, Timbo, can I have a quid if that 2.5k comes in, mate? How much have you put on it? 2,500 to 1. Tell me you've not put any more than a quid on that. Andy, shut up, you. Listen, hey, you absolutely love it when we get snotted. I'm sure you was laughing when Bournemouth... In fact, you were laughing. You came in the chat, you were laughing your head off when Bournemouth scored. Shitbag. So come on, Leeds. Come on, Leeds. All you blue noses were laughing at me on Saturday night. It's my turn. Arsenal forever. If Davey wins the 2,500 to 1 bet, I'll just do what he says and call him Almighty Lord for the rest of my life. That's some going, that. Biggest I've ever won was, I think 14, was it 1,400? I had a 1,400 to 1 accumulator. And honestly, me and my dad still mention it to this day. I was only going to put a quid on it because it was 1,400 to 1. It was 20 teams. 20 teams to win across a weekend. And I just put a quid on it. And my dad said, "Oh, what are you doing there?" I said, "Oh, I'm just doing my accumulator for the weekend." And he went, "Oh, here you go." Just threw a quid at me and went, "Go on, put a quid on for me as well." I was like, all right, fair enough. Nearly 3 grand we won. And I had to hand over 1,500 quid or whatever it was to him. I had to, just for him throwing a quid at me before he was going out to work, he just went like that. "Oh, yeah, go on, I'll have a good bit of that. Go on, there's a quid." I was like, "Oh, yeah, here you are, it's 1,400 quid. You rat bag." Jabba says, in fairness, everyone was laughing at Key at the end of that match. Hey, Scottish GHK, there he is. What a guy. Not got out of hospital yesterday, not had a great time, but wanted to check in, mate. Oh, I'm so glad. We've all been talking about you, mate. Well, that sounds awful. That sounds awful to say we've all been talking about you. We've all been asking after you and checking in and making sure you're okay. Is there anything we can do for you, mate? Anything at all? Like, is there any way I can... anything we can do to look after you? Anything I can... Can I send you anything? Can I send you anything? Can you get in touch with me and let me know you're okay? Just so if you don't, come back in the lives or whatever for a little bit, I'm not panicking. Arsenal forever says, who said they wanted to do a quiz question at half-time except Welsh? There's quizzes at half-time. There's always quizzes at half-time. Tierno Barry, it's a goal kick. He's screaming for the corner there, but he's not getting it. Great to see you back, Scottish. There you go. Look at the love. Look at the love in the chats. Scottish GHK has checked out to check in. What a guy. Absolute hero. Yeah, sending lots of love, mate. Don't feel under pressure to pop back in, but please do as often as you can, as often as you feel able to. We're all thinking about you. And we have, to be fair, you can every single live. Where's Scottish? Where's Scottish? Absolute staple of the lives now. Jabba says, that's right, Ampadu. Shout at the ref. Right, it's throw into Leeds in the Everton half here. Rodon to take. Three Star says, Key, don't send him a Liverpool ticket, mate. He's just got out of hospital. Well, I was just thinking something nice. I'd like to send him something nice, just to, say thank you, let him know we're all thinking of him. Nothing major, like, not a Ferrari. Can't do a Ferrari, like, but I could maybe send a little care package. Some feel-good stuff. Send you some Motown records or something. Some Motown records and some footy memorabilia. I'll send you a few of my shirts or something. I don't know. Timbo, a Liverpool or Chelsea season ticket to one-way ticket to a heart attack. Hey, I got a voice note this weekend, funnily enough. I got a voice note this weekend from an American. I don't know why. It was so creepy. It was a troll comment, but it came in the shape of a voice note. I've never been trolled with a voice note before. But yeah, that was interesting. Leeds down the left-hand side. Motown Records. Hey, listen, I don't know what, era Scottish GHK's in. But I feel like Motown is appreciated by pretty much everyone and anyone. A little bit of Motown will keep you light. Scottish GHK, I'm going to stay as long as I can tonight. Very tired. Good news is there's a proper diagnosis with a treatment plan. Good. I'm glad. I'm really glad to hear that, mate. Really, really glad to hear that. And yeah, just come in as often as you can. Please don't feel under pressure to do so, but even if you just let us know in some way, shape or form, mate, you're okay. And honestly, the offer does stand. If there is anything I can do for you, anything at all, I know there's not. Oh, that's always one of them things people say, but no, you're an absolute legend. And yeah, if there is anything at all we can do, even if you just get a family member or a friend or something, just to drop in and let us know you're okay. Bit of Ray Charles and Nina Simone, why not? Love Motown. Nothing wrong with Motown. Grew up on Motown, me. But yeah, trolled with a voice note. I wish if I could find a way to play it for you, I would. It was on Instagram. But it was just a weird one. Just a really, really weird, creepy voice note. I probably shouldn't have mentioned that because now I'm going to get trolled by voice notes more often, aren't I? Most of the time I don't even read them, but it popped up and it said someone had sent you a voice note. I was a bit like, voice note? Like I get messages, but never a voice note. But there you go. Grew up on Motown, you old bastard. I'm not an old bastard, I just grew up in a very eclectic house when it comes to music. So we had, it was Motown followed by, Calvert-Lewin must be! It's there, it's 1-0! Is that going to be a Calvert-Lewin assist? Please be a Calvert-Lewin assist! Is it a Calvert-Lewin assist? Go on, lad! It's 1-0 Leeds! I think there might have been a flick at that front post from Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Oh, go ahead, lad. Go ahead. Please be a little flick. Little flick from Dom. I'd still need Everton to score before half-time. But watch this back. The ball goes over to the right-hand side for Leeds. And as it comes across, Calvert-Lewin is at the front post. Does he get a touch on this though, ref? Oh, I think he does. There might be a slight brush on it. There might be a brush on it as it comes over. There's a claim for a foul on Illiman and Dye. You're not getting a foul for that. As the ball comes in... No, he doesn't touch it, does he? Oh, he doesn't touch it, does he? No! No! Oh, it's 1-0 though. Everton 0, Leeds 1. How's about that? And the Ev goal behind. I now need James Justin with a goal. I now need an Everton goal before half time. I told you we might be on for a goal fest. Boo. Everton fans laugh at us. Now it's time to laugh at them. And Timbo says I spoke too soon. A key bet never comes in. Well, that's just categorically not true. I won the one against Arsenal yesterday. See, you joked about that. I won that one against Arsenal yesterday. Saka and Mbermo, 1 shot on target each. It was super boosted by midnight to 3-1. I put a tenner on it. Cheeky 30 quid. Thank you very much. So, I'm in profit. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm flying. Even if I lose tonight, that's still only a fiver. Everything else, all good. 30 quid in free bets. And Saka and Mbermo, 1 shot on target yesterday, won me 30 quid. It's not over yet, Shell. No, it's not over yet. It's definitely not over yet. There's still time. I don't know why they're checking for a foul here. That's never a foul. You're never getting a foul for that. Scottish, as for my vintage, I'm sorted for music from the 60s onwards. Motown's good, but a small percentage of my 1,000 plus albums. Remember, my favourite player is King Kenny. Okay, okay. Jabba says, Key being smug, bringing up Arsenal again. It's all he talks about. Callum says, Everton might need to ask the ladies team if they can return to Goodison. And thank you, Leeds. Save football and demolish Everton. Adam says, do you think teams will start playing attacking football now that the season's coming to an end? I think there's maybe a chance that, I don't know, maybe teams will be a little bit more cavalier as the season is approaching its end, maybe. Certainly a chance that happens. That's going to be a foul. Calvert-Lewin foul. Kelvin Letts, why not on TikTok? I'm not doing TikTok anymore, mate. No, I've completely come off TikTok. Apart from clips, I've still got the TikTok channel for kind of clips every now and then, and I'll still be doing occasional lives on there, but not lives of watch-alongs. I'll just be doing, I'll jump on and maybe do a quick Q&A type thing where we talk about what's going on in the Prem. But yeah, no, I'm not doing watch-alongs over on TikTok anymore. Purely on YouTube. That's it. YouTube exclusive. Andy says the player who scored now for Leeds, James Justin, he was linked to Everton. He was on a free, wasn't he, in the summer from Leicester? Leeds are in again here. Aronson. It's going to be a corner kick to Leeds. Everton going to crumble again, says Gerard Monahan. They have really, really started to fall to bits here. And 3 stars. So joking aside, mate, take care of yourself. Absolutely, yeah. Absolutely 100%. Number 1, 2, 3 and 4 priority. Timbo says we've not spoken enough about Arsenal today. What are we playing at? Corner to Leeds. Come on. Come on, the Peacocks. Ball whipped in. And Aronson recovers it on the far side. Garnegay's with him. Let him out a bit too easy there, I think, Garnegay. Leeds look fast, quick, decisive. They're not going down, are they? It's not looking like it. I did predict Leeds to go down. I still thought they might get dragged into it, but they're looking more and more a Premier League side with every passing week, aren't they? Let's be honest. Jake, I told you, Key, I knew Everton would get battered tonight, and Dyche really pushing for Mateta. Leeds it in again down this right-hand side. They're falling to bits here, Everton, and it's there. Oh, Calvert-Lewin off the post. Oh, Calvert-Lewin off the post. I mean, there's no way Everton would have been scoring 2 before half-time, is there? Let's be honest. Everton were never scoring 2 before half-time, so the bet's down the Swanee. But as the ball comes across here, Calvert-Lewin, oh, you've got to put it away. Everton all at sea here. They're all at sea. Timbo says, unfortunately, I think Leeds are here to stay for a while. I can't believe Farke has actually coached a decent Premier League side. I thought he was an awful manager. And Arsenal forever, my bottom 3 remain Wolves, Burnley and West. I like Ham. Yeah, I think maybe those 3. Wolves still do have an outside chance. I think Burnley, I'm not convinced by, sadly. Reece, we like Reece a lot. Lovely fella. But, sorry, mate, I think Burnley are goners. And I think, yeah, West Ham. It's difficult because, again, you look at West Ham against Sunderland, West Ham against Spurs, and they're starting to find a bit of rhythm themselves. So the teams at the bottom are... Even Forest. Everyone thought Forest might get dragged into it. What a win away at Brentford. So you just really can't predict it at the minute. It's still so early on. Everyone thought Arsenal were certainties for the league championship. They've not won in the last 3. So it's all just falling apart, isn't it? What we saying? ABVR1234. Is your Premier League panel show definitely going to happen? Yes, 1,000,000%, 1,010% it's going to happen. It's starting in February. So I am at the minute speaking to various content creators that would be interested in being a part of it, whether that be on like a one-off occasion or a regular thing. But I'm trying to speak to a few different people that might be interested in doing something together. And yeah, we'll see. We'll see. But I've got enough. I've got 2 or 3 people that up to now will absolutely come on and just have a chat about football with me. So that should be a laugh. And then it'll just grow. It'll just become a regular thing that we do maybe twice a week, 2 or 3 times a week. Dyche will snake it, ugly and horrible to watch, but they'll finish 17th. Scottish says, what did Scottish say? Sorry. Here's something folks can do. Smash the like button plus pray for Scotland against Brazil. Well, that's very kind of you, but I don't think anything's going to stop Scotland beating Brazil. I think Scotland will be the team with the old... it'd be like... what's that song they all sing? Masquerada. I think that'll be the new Scottish anthem by the end of that World Cup. They'll be playing absolutely slick 70s Brazil football with McTominay and Harvey Barnes. Or should that be Harvey Barnes? Daz says, big up Key, watching 11 for Wednesday. I'd be honest, mate, I don't think it changes again. We haven't really got many options. That's our problem this season. We just don't really have any options. So I think it probably stays the same. Norwich 0, Coventry 1. Philip Clement's Canaries have gone behind against the league leaders in the Championship. Arsenal forever. Calvert-Lewin on a free is just wrong. If anything, they would pay around 50 to 80 million for him right now. With those stats. Maybe with the stats, but I think the stats are misleading, aren't they? I don't think anyone believes Dominic Calvert-Lewin's 80 million quid. Finners Matty, my bottom 3 is Burnley, Wolves and Forest. And Reggie says, have you got any creators nailed on? Don't have to give us names, but teams. Yes, I have got quite a few creators nailed on and teams. So I have got I've got an Everton fan. I have got a Liverpool fan who wants to be a part of it. But again, I don't want it to be too Liverpool heavy. I was sort of wondering about maybe doing a Liverpool themed show just to segment it, but I don't ever want us to be seen as a Liverpool fan channel, so we're not. So I really don't want it to be a Liverpool thing, but I still will have Liverpool fans come on if they want to. I'm not that bothered about who it is, you know me, I'll have a chat with anyone, but I think I'm just trying to get a nice mix. I had a good chat with a good Bournemouth fan. It's a nice Bournemouth fan who wants to get involved, and a couple of Brighton fans as well. Two Brighton content creators. And yeah, I'm just trying to speak to a bit of like everyone really. I don't just want it to be like the biggest and the best and only the top 6 clubs and let's come on and just talk about United, City, Chelsea, Arsenal, Liverpool. There's no fun to be had in that. Like we will talk about that, but let's focus on the rest of the league. You can focus on some of the best games we've seen in the Premier League have been involving non-top 6 sides. Joe, can you tell us who's agreed? I would say yes. I have no problem, but I don't necessarily think it's fair unless we've actually agreed something. Because again, some people it's just like a part-time, like a hobby thing, but for some people it's the actual business as well. So yeah, I'll withhold, but I have had conversations with a lot up to now. Some haven't replied, which is standard. They're busy. They've got other stuff going on. But it has only been in the last few days, so we'll see. Could all change. You've got Shell inserted on the panel then. I don't think they'd speak to a reprobate like me on camera. I'd make them look bad. Jag, I can be your MLS reporter. Hey, yeah, I'm game for an MLS one. We can do. Maybe you can be our US correspondent, mate, for the World Cup. Our man on the ground. Tell you about the comings and goings of American soccer. Nice. Timbo, I'd get involved, but I think I'd annoy you after a while. What do you mean after a while? You're annoying me now. You still show up every week. No, mate, listen, no. There's none of that. I don't want it to be a shouty, rage baity, there's that sort of stuff going on. We know what those are. There's enough of them. I want nice sounds boring, but nuanced footy chat where we can have a bit of an argument and a bit of banter and a bit of a back and forth, but not like intense. Adam says City linked with Trent for the summer. That's likely. That's very likely. Called that last summer. Rohale says Alonso has apparently responded positively to links with his old club Liverpool. He can respond positively all he wants. He isn't getting the job. He isn't getting the job, I'm telling you. Reggie, just pixelate your camera and use a voice changer to avoid being associated with Key. It'd be like that with the what was it on? Like Mike Bassett. Do you know where they sit in the dark room and it's just like a silhouette of him, and they use the deep voice thing on him. Wow, I love you too, Key. Please get expressions on. Again, yeah. I mean, I think I'm a tier or two below expressions. I've had a lot of growth, mind, in the last 2 months. It's flew. 2 million views since Christmas. Finners, are you looking for Championship fans as well? I'd quite like to do a Championship show. I'd quite like to do like Football League one. But it's Premier League, Dad, innit? So I don't know. I guess I don't want to dilute the audience. Life of Justin, yes, keep slotting the job. Us rivals agree. And Rohale says you don't like Alonso, Key. I've no problem with Alonso. I just don't want anyone other than Slot. No problem with Alonso. Leeds champions next season, says John Walsh. And Jabba says, this ref, why call that back when we have advantage? There's a bit of that going on all across Europe at the minute. Apparently referees have been told, is it the IFAB? There's been some sort of a discussion or a memo or something gone out to referees. It was discussed on a podcast I was watching the other day. I don't think it was Keith Hackett. It was an older referee who was on it, and he was talking about changes to, or anticipated changes to refereeing and rules in football ahead of the World Cup. And one of the things that has been discussed is kind of like allowing the game to flow a little bit more, and when to drag it back and when not to drag it back. And apparently there's been a memo that's gone out to a number of referees in the top European leagues, and obviously the top European leagues themselves, to say that they want to start, I don't know whether it's slowing the game down or there was some sort of a direction. I don't know what the directive was, but there was some sort of a directive about advantage and whether it was given and when to give it and when not to give it and all that stuff. Simon Hooper nailed on loss for us then. Expressions oozing, you seen him. He's a mad one him. Does Thomas the Frank engine keep his job until the end of the season? I think so. I think he should. ABVR, I know it's still a while away, but are you going to be doing World Cup watch-alongs? Yes, absolutely. Live every single day, mate. I do not take a break, ever. I'm live every day. No breaks. No breaks allowed. So yes, we'll still have World Cup games going on. Jonathan Morley on. No, Jonathan Morley is not on. Jonathan Morley is a hard pass. Reese says, I'll do Burnley if anyone wants to hear about a relegation loss. If you don't want to feel obliged to entertain me, though, but if you want the most established Burnley content creator, it's Joe Turfcast. No, mate, I absolutely you. It's you. I mean, I'll absolutely involve others, but no, if you want to come on, mate, I'd be delighted to have you. Symptoms from NS and sarcoidosis, which are making quality of life poor, but there's a chance it'll reduce with medication. Oh, bloody hell, mate. I'm sorry to hear about that. Oh, bloody hell. We've got family with a similar, well, I don't know about prognosis, but a similar issue at the moment. So, no, I massively empathise, mate, and wishing you all the best. Jabba Vizé for Burnley. And Rohale says, how good was that Cunha finish yesterday? Excellent strike. It was, yeah, it was a very, very good strike. Got 2 minutes to half time here. Everton 0, Leeds 1. Everton have really not responded well to the goal. We've not really had anything in the way of clear chances for him. If anything, Leeds have looked maybe more likely to add a second, and they're here again on the counter-attack. It's a lovely play. Everton leading lots of spaces, but Tierno Barry's won it back. Loses the ball. Got to do better. You've got to expect better from your centre-forward there, haven't you, I think. MT says if VAR interventions are longer, they can start playing ads in between, like in the Super Bowl. I'm telling you, that might well be what's happening. Yeah. Twisted Fate, big up Key. I saw your reaction to the Dorgu and Cunha goals. Big respect, mate. Class reactions. Cheers, mate. Tobes, how's it going, Tobes? Zen makes edits. How's it going? Marching on together. Timbo, I hate it when football interrupts my VAR. Make VAR longer. And Reggie, wishing you all the best, Scottish. Absolutely. DJ Dan Mercury says, key for Football League shows. I'm willing to come on representing Crawley Town. Lovely. Well, listen, yeah, I'm kind of keeping... The focus initially is just on like some sort of a Premier League panel show. In future, I probably will diversify because obviously the channel covers everything. So I'd love to do a La Liga show. I'd love to do a Serie A show, a Ligue 1 show, an Eredivisie show. There's just not enough hours in the day, I suppose. So we'd maybe have to do like one every couple of weeks or something like that. I don't know. I have to think about the format and whether there's enough interest in it. Is it a separate channel? Is it all on Premier League Dad? I don't know. I kind of hate the fact that people... Do you know where people split channels? Like, if I had Key Thomas, Premier League Dad, Championship Dad, La Liga Dad, it just, I don't know, I feel like it's better just keeping it all, like, surely I've not got enough opinions to just spread them all like that. Just seems a bit self-indulgent, I guess. Jimbo says, Scottish, we've done that one, so right. Rohale, get well soon, Scottish. Tony, your Paul works out for you, Scottish, absolutely. Right, where are we up to? Sorry. Let me get the half-time scoreboard sorted. Right, there you go, half-time. That's your bet gone. It is, yeah, bet's down. But it's all right, because I'll do another one. I got another free £5, another free £5 bet. Twisted Face says, you mean like Goldbridge? Well, no, because Goldbridge has, that's football, and then he has the United Stand. He doesn't have any others, does he? Does he have any others? Reggie, I think they split the channels for algorithm. No, they do. Yeah, they do, because they want to keep doing all that content. And if you do it all on one channel, it sends mixed messages. Like, if I all of a sudden started only watching Latvian football, it would be... Like, there probably is an audience for Latvian football on YouTube. But if all of a sudden I just started watching Latvian football, yous would probably all go... Yeah, it's not really my thing. Like, I like Keys, all right, in small doses. But, yeah, I'm not watching Latvian football with him. Right. Half-time quizzes. Half-time quizzes. He has his own personal channel as well, I think. Tony says, last man standing is looking good so far, Key. Nice. Nice. Rohale says, look at Real Madrid turnaround. Not that they were struggling anyway. They're a very impatient club. Well, I mean, you can't say look at the Real Madrid turnaround. They sacked Alonso and they got knocked out the cup to Albacete, and they're still not going to chase down Barcelona at the top. Who are the 10 highest appearance makers under Jose Mourinho is my quiz question. Oh my goodness me. The 10 highest appearance makers under Jose Mourinho. Lamps. This one's going to have us here all night. Let's get back to footy. Where's the quiz? Yes, love that. Thank you very much for the super chat, Scottish. And lots of love as always, mate. Let's get back to footy. Where's the quiz? So the quiz is, Welsh Wing has just asked the question. Name the top 10 appearance holders under Jose Mourinho. That is the question. Lampard is third. Terry must be second. Check. Carvalho. Not CR7. He wasn't with him that long. He wasn't there that long, was he? Jabba Imagine Key talking anything but Arsenal. Prince Rupert says, dreadful half from us. We're so poor at home. Of course we can't have back-to-back wins to actually get some momentum for once. And Reggie, you're miles off it, pal. I'm a massive Latvian football fan. Terry is 2. Right, Terry is 2. Check. What about Czech? Carvalho is number 1. Oh yeah, obviously because of his time at Carvalho time at Porto. What about Ferreira then? What about Paulo Ferreira? Paulo Ferreira came to Chelsea. Paulo Ferreira was at Porto. It's when you move to Spain, we'll be sat here watching you chew the fat of La Liga with Manuel and Fernando with English subtitles. Chris Waddle. Matic is 5. I wouldn't have said Matic. That's a great answer. That's a brilliant answer. Love that. No Ramos, Modric, Matic, Diego Milito, Rooney, Matic, Terry. No. Hazard, Drogba is 8. Did we say Czech? What about Paulo Ferreira? Paulo Ferreira's got to be in there. Czech is 6. Right, Czech 6. Who else was there? Ronaldo is 9. Oh my God. How's Ronaldo now? Oh, at Man United as well. But no, he wasn't there at United, was he? Where's Ronaldo done it then? Just at Real Madrid. Was he there that long? No, I don't believe that. No Joe Cole. So we've got 1, 2, 3. We need number 4. Ozil is 10. Right, well, it's no Real Madrid then. It's not Real Madrid. Are there any Chelsea players who played for Inter, maybe? Oh, that's a great question. Fabregas? No, can't be Fabregas. Ronaldo was at Real Madrid for many years, yeah, but Mourinho wasn't though, was he? Benzema, Alonso's 11th. How long was Mourinho at Real Madrid for that? Ferreira's got to be in there. Paulo Ferreira's got to be in there. And Robin. Nah, Robin wasn't at Real Madrid when Mourinho was he? I don't think Hazard was. Everyone's been said, actually. Oh, fucking hell, here we go. Go on, who's the ones we're missing? Who's the ones we're missing? JB Leeds, all Leeds, aren't we? Someone said Smalling, so that's... Smalling? Chris Smalling? Ferreira is 4. Right, Ferreira is 4. So how is Chris Smalling? So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So Smalling must be 7. Chris Smalling is the 7th most appearances under Jose Mourinho. How? Did he start like every game? That's crazy. Hey, well, there you go. I'll take that. That's a cracking question. All right, well, here, I've got a question. I've got a follow-up question. Name for me, if you can, the top 10 goal scorers for Leeds in Premier League history. Only in the Premier League, not the Championship and not in the 80s or anything further back. It's only in the Premier League. Name me the top 10 goal scorers for Leeds in Premier League history. Get your answers in the chat. Creed, hey everyone, hope you're doing well. Come on, Toffees, lovely. Love that, Creed. How's it going, mate? I couldn't believe Smalling. That's madness, that, isn't it? Viduka, yes, Viduka is right. He is number 1, 59 goals. You've got Mark Viduka. Hasselbank is in there. He is number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank is 6 with 34. Ian Hart is number 8 with 28. Not Rafinha. Tony Yeboah is Tony Yeboah is joint 10th with 24. Not Eric Cantona, not Wagon. You've got Viduka, you've got Ian Hart. Wallace, yeah, Ross Wallace is... Oh, Rod Wallace, isn't it? Not Ross Wallace. Rod Wallace is 3rd with 42 Premier League goals for Leeds. Not Jack Charlton, no. Bowyer, yeah, Lee Bowyer is correct. He is 3rd, 4th, 5th. 5th, so Lee Bowyer is 5th with 38. So you've got Mark Viduka is 1st. You've not got 2nd. 3rd is Rod Wallace. 4th you've not got. 5th is Bowyer. 6th Hasselbank. 7th you've not got. 8th is Ian Hart. Ninth you've not got. 10th is 2 players joint 10th, so it's kind of 11 players. 10th is Yeboah and another player. Alan Smith, Alan Smith is 4th with 38 goals. Brian Dean is 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th with 32. Brian Dean, the first ever goal scorer in Premier League history. Not Dominic Calvert-Lewin, not Robert Molinar, not Vidra. Harry Kewell is 2nd with 45 Premier League goals for Leeds. So you're only waiting now on, I guess 8th and joint 10th. Not gonna holler, Justin. Lewis C, what's the question? The question is the top 10 Leeds goal scorers in Premier League history. Only in the Premier League, so it's nothing before 1992. Nothing before then. Not Robbie Keane, no. Not Pirro. You've currently got Viduka 1st, Kewell 2nd, Rod Wallace 3rd, Alan Smith 4th, Bowyer 5th, Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank 6th, Brian Dean 7th, 8th Ian Hart, 9th this player who you've not got, and then joint 10th there's 2 players. So Tony Yeboah is 1 and there's another still to get. Not Haaland. McAllister. Gary Mack is joint 10th. Gary McAllister got 24, same as Tony Yeboah. So I now need number 8/9 from you. And I don't think you'll get it. He's not a Leeds player anymore, but he did play for them very, very recently in the Premier League. Not this season, but, the last time they were in. Rodrigo. Rodrigo is the answer. He's now playing is he in Saudi or Qatar? Rodrigo, number 20, 26 goals he got for Leeds in the Premier League. I would never have got that. Yeah, Rodrigo is the 9th top goal scorer for Leeds in Premier League history. Should we do the Everton one? Gary Speed wasn't in there. No, funnily enough. Gary Speed not in there. I'll tell you what we will do, though. Here we go. Give me the top 10 Everton assisters in Premier League history. Who's created the most goals for Everton in Premier League history? The most goals for Everton in Premier League history. Yeah, Bamford's not there. Bamford is not in the top 10 goal scorers for Leeds in Premier League history. No, not all Becchio. Top 10 assisters for Everton in Premier League history. Get your answers in the chat. Lukaku is number 7. He created 24 goals for Everton. Leighton Baines is top, Louis. Yeah, Leighton Baines won 55 assists. Morales is 9th. He only got 21 assists for Everton. Not Anders Limpar. Dixie Dean don't count, mate. Nothing before 1992. Mikel Arteta is 3rd with 34 assists. Once upon a time, he was actually quite creative. Not Dewsbury Hall. Stephen Pienaar is 2nd. He got 35. Only one more than Arteta. So Arteta, Pienaar, Baines are the most creative players in Premier League history for Everton. Tim Cahill. Yeah, Tim Cahill is 8th with 23. Leon Osman, 26. He's 4th. There's 5 players who are joint 10th. So it's technically like 15, this list. And number 5 and number 6 you haven't yet got. You haven't yet got number 5 or number 6. Number 1, this just by the way, I'll give you another reminder. We're doing the top 10 assist makers in Premier League history for Everton. Number 1, Leighton Baines. Number 2, Stephen Pienaar. Number 3, Arteta. Number 4, Leon Osman. You've not got 5 or 6. Number 7 is Lukaku. 8, Tim Cahill. 9, Morales. And then there's 5 players who are all on joint in 10th. Not Sigurdsson. No, Hinchcliffe. Yeah. Hinchcliffe is 6th with 26. Not Duncan Ferguson. Not Iwobi. Sigurdsson. Townsend. Barmby. No. Not Yakubu. Arteta's already in there. Not Barry. Not Young. He who shall not be named is probably in there. Not Rooney. No. Not Kilban. No. There's a player who's in the squad tonight, it is. A player who is in the squad tonight. In fact, there's 3 players. There's 3 players on the pitch. Or 3 players in the squads. Squads, plural. Calvert-Lewin is joint 10th. Yeah, he got 18 Premier League assists for Everton. So Calvert-Lewin's in there. Seamus is number 5. Seamus Coleman is in number 5 at 26. And now I need 4 answers from you for who's joint 10th Everton assist makers. They've all got 18, these. Calvert-Lewin and then 4 others. Dwight McNeil. Yes, Dwight McNeil has got 18 Everton assists. There's 3 others now still to get. 2 of them still play in the Premier League. 1 of them has retired. 2 of them still in the Premier League. Not Richarlison, no. Naismith, Tarkovsky, no. Not Illiman and Dye. Illiman and Dye has only actually got 2 Premier League assists for Everton his entire career. Not Morales, no. Not Morales. We've got McNeil, not Tarkovsky, not Jake O'Brien. Seamus Coleman is number 5. Yeah, we've already got that one. Not Grealish, no. There's 2 players, both still currently in the Prem, and 1 who has long since retired. It's not Gravison. Not Gravison. Not McFadden. Not Gordon. No. Both good guesses, though. Morales, Lukaku, Deulofeu, Baines. Baines and Morales are in the list. And Lukaku is, but Deulofeu isn't. That's why I said and die, because that's your favourite stat. A Coventry goal was a good one. Not Rodwell. No. 2 current Premier League players. And I think... I can't give you this one. I'm trying to think of ways I can give you the clue. Not Pickford. No. Not Richarlison. I'm trying to think of ways I can give you the clue. User on 1 says McNeil off. He's doing jack shit. Oh, hey. Second half. Everton need to be a good second half team. Jared Branthwaite's about to come on. It's not Lee Carsley. It's not Rooney. It's Luca Dean. There you go. Luca Dean is one of them. Luca Dean, 18. He is one of the ones that are still in the Premier League. Lucas Dean, he has got 18 Premier League assists for Everton. There's 2 more still to get. 2 more still to get. You got Baines, Pienaar, Arteta, Osman, Coleman, Hinchcliffe, Lukaku, Cahill, Morales, Calvert-Lewin, McNeil and Dean. There's still 2 more to get. Not Iwobi, not Garner, not Limpar, not Beto. We're very near to kick-off, so I've got to give you him. I've got to give you him. One of them that's retired. I can't even give you... There's no clue I can give you that actually helps. It's not Billy Letdinov. It's not Barry. I'm trying to give you the clue that's not like mega obvious. Not Irabunum, not Gray. Barkley, it is. Ross Barkley is one of them. He's at the same club as Luca Dean, of course. And the last one that you've still not got. Marouane Fellaini. Nobody said Fellaini. Marouane Fellaini got 18 Premier League assists for Everton. There you go. That's your final one. Armstrong off for Branthwaite. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense to me. Why would you take Harrison Armstrong off? Doesn't make a lot of sense, that, does it? Unless, maybe, the idea is to push... Maybe Patterson goes further forward. Dewsbury Hall's come on for McNeil and Branthwaite for Armstrong. So Dewsbury Hall, that's kind of like for like. But I don't really know what the thinking is with Branthwaite coming on. Looks like he's gone... Yeah, Jake O'Brien's gone to right back, so Patterson's playing as a right winger. Nathan Patterson's gone further forward. Reggie, Fellaini got a shout, I'm sure. I must have missed that then, I apologise. The chats flew off. The chatters flew off. I didn't see that Fellaini was mentioned. I apologise. I didn't see Fellaini. But yeah, Andy Hinchcliffe was in there. Gerard says, big ask, Andy. We didn't even have a shot on target. Timbo says, none of us saying Fellaini's an absolute disgrace. We're better than that. Well, there was anger in the chat when I suggested it was Fellaini. Right, 47 minutes on the clock. We've just kicked off for the second half. If you haven't yet, do a couple of things for me. Hit the like button and also subscribe if you're new around here. We're live every single day. I am live every single day watching games of football with you. And tomorrow we're doing Lincoln against Bradford City in League One. Top of the table clash at Sincil Bank. They're absolutely flying under Skubala. And should be a good game, that one, I think. Graham Alexander doing well as well. Norwich have equalised against Coventry. And Leeds are down the right-hand side here. Calvert-Lewin up against Tarkovsky. Cuts inside. Oh, given away. That's poor, but Leeds win it back. Got to hit that. Got to hit that. DJ Dan Mercury, done and done, Key. Good lad. Appreciated. Much appreciated, as always. Timbo, I'm going to keep answering Harry Maguire in those half-time quizzes till he's in there. I'll make a quiz with Harry Maguire as the answer. Callum says, that is risking Branthwaite, ain't it? He had a very long hamstring injury. Well, I can only assume they're quite happy with where he is, fitness-wise. Hey, Scottish, there he is. He's back again. Gifting memberships out like an absolute trooper, mate. I really appreciate that. Thank you very much. Very, very kind of you. And Rohale, welcome to the Premier League Dad Members Club. Great to have you in there, mate. You can now join our members-only videos, which come in on a Friday. PR Wilson, thanks everyone for making us look like Prime Madrid with a championship side. Arsenal forever, night all. Take it easy, Arsenal forever. See you soon, mate. Leeds down this left-hand side, looking... Oh, Jake O'Brien's done really well there. Jake O'Brien can't quite get forward, and it's put out by James Justin. Empty says, which club was Fellaini interim at in 2025? No idea. Not a clue. I know he was in China for a long time, but I couldn't tell you where he was in the last, 12 to 18 months. Scottish is the GOAT. Absolutely. Absolute all-timer. Hero. Calvert-Lewin here. Nods it back. And Leeds keep hold of the ball. They're knocking it around very, very nicely here, Leeds. Can't fault him. Oh, he might have given the ball away there. Dewsbury Hall does well. Here's Illiman and Dye. Good run. Barry. There's a claim for the foul there, but you're not getting it, Tierno Barry. He's never getting that. PR Wilson says, so Everton are eyeing a European spot. How bad is this year's Premier League? Always had a soft spot for Everton, but wow, this is appalling. Listen, I'd agree with you. I don't think Everton were ever going to get a European spot, but they're certainly in a position to do so. You've got to give them credit for where they are in the league. But yeah, I don't think they were ever seriously in contention for a European spot, in my opinion. Timbo says, welcome to the club, Rohale. We enjoy a tug in the box, and Key likes to define young. And he's a big fan of the Chinese. Great bunch of lads, of course. Reggie says, since Sarah's not here, I'll remind you all to drop a like on the stream. I was going to say, where's Sarah gone? Sarah was in here earlier. Did she say she had to leave? That's not a kickoff, by the way. I appreciate people have lives. But, I thought she was in earlier on. I didn't see her leave. Yeah, I also did, by the way, when I was doing the Everton and Leeds top scorers, top assisters kind of thing, the Leeds top assisters was quite surprising. When you look at Leeds top, it's a lot of the same names. Obviously, we did the top goal scorers for Leeds, and it is a lot of the same names that are in the top assisters for Leeds in Premier League history. Number 1 is Ian Hart, 24. 2 was Harry Kewell. 3 was Gary McAllister. 4, Brian Deane. 5, Rod Wallace. 6, Gary Speed. 7, Alan Smith. 8, I won't tell you. 9, Lee Bowyer. 10, Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank. And joint 10th, sorry, Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank and Bamford. But number 8 really puzzled me. Jack Harrison. Jack Harrison is 8th in the all-time Leeds Premier League assisters, and they've just farmed him out on loan. Timbo, I'd love to see the Chinese reaction to being called a great bunch of lads. And PR Wilson says Barry is a million miles away from this level. Mate, I like Tierno Barry. I just don't think he's quite there yet. He's going to take a little bit of time, but there's real ability there. He's just very raw. Ooh, that was a naughty tackle, that. Might be a yellow card here. Simon Hooper's coming across to have a little chat. There could be a yellow card, and there is a yellow card for... who is it who's getting the yellow here? Stack, yeah. Alex says, hi, Key. Will you be inviting any of the Sunderland YouTubers on your show? Happy to. Yeah, happy to. I guess, is there any in particular? Listen, I'll ask the question again while we're live. I've already got a list of football content creators that you like. I asked the audience, I asked you guys to tell me. I'm in the process of creating a new show, a Premier League panel show where I and maybe 3 or 4 others have a general chit-chat about the week's news in the Premier League and make some predictions and all that sort of stuff. Who stands out for you as a Sunderland content creator, Alex? Who do you like from Sunderland fan channels or Sunderland, that you think might be interested in coming on, or that you would be interested in seeing me have a chat to? If you let me know some names, and it doesn't have to be Sunderland, but if you let me know some names in the chat, I'll reach out to them. I'll have a chat to them. That's what I'm trying to do at the moment, is just have a quick chat to some people and see who would be interested, who wouldn't, and we can go from there. But the show's going to be on in February, the first episode of it anyway, and it's not going to be anything major, maybe an hour, nothing too big, but an hour of proper football, nuanced football chat. Davey, my bet is down. Oh no. Sorry, Davey. I thought it might be, to be fair. Timbo says Barry for Everton is like Werner for Chelsea, a likeable donkey. No, he's a lot younger than Timo Werner. I like him though. I do like him a lot. Look at Ampadu's having a little chat with the Everton fans here. Long throw into the box. Flicked on. That's going to be a foul and a free kick to Everton. Davey Moyes, what's gone wrong? It was only a 25p bet. Hey, listen, nothing ventured, nothing gained again, mate. Just get it in. Get it thrown in there. Let's do another one, actually. Let's do another little cheeky in-play bet for this one. What do we think? Here we go. Because I think the way this is going, I think Leeds are going to win. Do we see another goal in this game? Do we actually see another goal in this game? Because I'm tempted to go. What's Leeds 1-0? Leeds 1-0's 3-1. For it to finish like this is 3-1. I think that's a great shout. If I was doing a bet builder. Total goals. There you go. Under 2.5. There's only going to be one more goal in this game. Player carded. Nah, see, that's not worth it. I'm not doing that one. Timbo says, Scottish, if you want the best Sunderland creator, ask the Irish guy who he hates the most. The Irish guy who he hates the most. Are we talking about I don't know if we're talking about the same Irish guy, Scottish. Timbo says, we gave Leeds a bargain with Ampadu. Should have been way more than 7 mil. Oh, that's a foul, ref. No, he's not give it. How's he not give a foul for that? I might go for a player shots on target. Kiernan Dewsbury Hall to have a shot on target. Don't know why. I've got a feeling. Dewsbury Hall shot on target. Under 1.5. There you go. Kiernan Dewsbury Hall to have a shot on target and it to finish 1-0. That's what I've gone for. Sod it. Why is it suspended? Why is it suspended? Player shots on target, Dewsbury Hall. Has he had a shot? Oh, don't tell me he's had a shot on target. What's going on with Dewsbury Hall? Oh, no, there you go. Right, I can put it on now. Right, perfect. It's on. Dewsbury Hall to have a shot on target and it's a finish 1-0. That's what we're going for. Keeping him out. Good lad. Christ, I was nearly down there. KDH shot on target is a goal. No chance. No chance. Right, here we go. Hang on. Let me just get it. Just get it set up here now, and we can. Right, there you go. There we go. PR Wilson says, genuine question to you Evertonians, how good has Grealish been? Because without him, there's no chances. I don't think he's been sufficiently good that it changes drastically Everton's season. Because Illiman and Dye and Dewsbury Hall have also been fantastic. So, yeah, he's a loss. He's a blow, but I don't think he's that big of a blow that it drastically changes things for Everton. Joel says proper Turin fans don't associate with Geordie Josh. KDH is a good shout, he's the only threat. And Alex says Wayne from Only Fools and SAFC. Okay, go on, we'll have a chat with him. Only Fools and SFC. Or SAFC, sorry. Scottish, the Irish guy, is a Newcastle fan and predicted Sunderland would have the worst Premier League points tally. Oops. Irish guy's about 2 brain cells. He's funny though, and you can piss off with Geordie Josh. I hate him. Terry from The Mad Mistake and Gilesy. Okay. Terry, Mad Mistake, and Gilesy. Right, okay. These are all being added to the list of content creators. If anyone, get Rory Jennings on and ask him if Haaland is disrespecting the establishment. I actually don't mind Rory Jennings. I really don't. I don't mind him at all. Leeds are in here. Calvert-Lewin, claim for a penalty. Never getting that. Never getting that. Leeds recycle it. Strike. Good save from Pickford. Oliver says the Toon review could be an option for you. Again, I wouldn't be opposed to the Toon review. It's just whether or not they would want to come on to it's a new podcast, you know what I mean? Like, it's a brand new thing, and would they want to collaborate? But yeah, I'll certainly have a chat with him. Joe, if you get any Mackems on, make sure you get some subtitles sorted. Well, I have gone for that. That's my cheeky little bet in play. If you fancy jumping on it, go and check out Midnight. Go and check out the odds in play. You can download the Midnight app by clicking the link in the description or clicking the link in the chat in the pinned comments. And get yourself 30 quid in free bets as well. Timbo, his rant in Rossini was amazing. He called him the biggest idiot's idea of a smart man. I did think that was a little bit harsh. He said he's the most undeserving of a Premier League manager's job. I thought that was incredibly harsh. But hey, some people think some things I say is harsh, so it's all a game of opinions, innit? Great bit of football by Everton. Dewsbury Hall cuts inside, big chance here, strike, good save. Great save that from Carl Darlow. Who was it who had the shot? Gay with the strike. Another good save from Darlow. Is it Tierno Barry again? Timbo, who is the most undeserving? The most undeserving of a Premier League job? I guess you could say Keith Andrews is the most undeserving of a Premier League job. He'd never had a job before that, really, had he, in management, but he got it and he's doing unbelievably well. So you could argue that undeserving doesn't necessarily always equal pretty crap or, poor outcomes, because he's doing well. And yeah, Steve Keane at Blackburn stands out. Lampard, most undeserving. Lampard at Chelsea or Lampard at Everton? To be fair, Lampard's gone on and done all right with Coventry, albeit he's dropping points tonight as it stands. What a header from Calvert-Lewin. That's absolutely sensational. Luckily, Pickford's come off his line. But that was really, really wonderful play. Calvert-Lewin just wins everything in the air, doesn't he? He's an absolute cheat code in the air, Calvert-Lewin. Tarkowski's just been done by him, and he put his hands up there, Tarkowski, to say, I'm sorry, thank you to Pickford for coming off his line. Jabba says Lampard has had 2 Premier League jobs, incredibly. John Carver. I mean, yeah, there's certainly been some bad managers, but like actually undeserving of a job. The only way you don't really think of that in terms of like, were they qualified? Were they qualified for the job? And I don't think Keith Andrews was, but that he's doing really well, isn't he? Everton play it in, and that's going to be a free kick, is it? No. Referee says no. Leeds now on the counter-attack. Flying down the right-hand side. Branthwaite can't win it. Calvert-Lewin into the penalty area. And he just keeps hold of it. Slows the game down. Dominic Calvert-Lewin, he's not interested. Just slows it right down. Wonder less how many corners have Leeds had. You'll be able to see them over here in a minute. The stats will be coming on shortly. But I'll have a look for you. The stats are live in play over here. So you can check them out whenever you want, whenever they come up. Rory's drunken video on Lampard's hiring is one of my all-time favourites. So stats are as follows. So Everton have had 3 corners. Leeds have had 2. How many corners do you want Leeds to have? What are you predicting? Joe, can't wait for PSG on Wednesday. Most Newcastle thing is to win there. And Solskjaer at United, even though he did all right. You could say Carrick, yeah. Carrick, Solskjaer, both of them. But, they might end up being half-decent short-term appointments. Tanaka about to come on for Leeds. I think Gruev is coming off. Yeah, Ilya Gruev, the Bulgarian. 44 off for 22. Ao Tanaka, number 22 for Ilya Gruev. Scottish HK, Lampard was qualified, but just didn't do it at the top level. He's certainly not the worst. I always thought Solskjaer came across quite likeable. Lampard, I'm not sure about likeable, but I always thought Solskjaer came across quite likeable, and maybe that was part of his charm and part of his flaws in many ways as a manager. Maybe not nasty enough, not mean enough. And that's one of the things actually that's been said about Michael Carrick, isn't it? That Wayne Rooney made a big point of saying that Michael Carrick, he's got a mean streak in him. He won't accept underperforming or anything casual. He's big on standards and all that. Timbo, I think people have it out for Lampard and want him to fail. I think it might be the Nepo baby thing with his dad. That boy, I mightn't want to say it with him in front of him, but that boy will go right to the very top. Right to the very top. What Frank Lampard and Scotty Cannon will achieve in their careers won't compare. Timbo says, we've already done that one. Come on, Key. Right, Everton knocking it around at the back. Still no meaningful chances. The last one being maybe that Tierno Barry one that the keeper pushed away. Still waiting on that Kiernan Dewsbury Hall shot on target. That could do me wonders if I can get that one closed out nice and early. I both love and hate your Cockney accent. Lovely redknapp impression. I dare do my best. Wait. He's just fallen on Tanaka there. That's bang out of order, that. Get him a yellow card, ref. I didn't mind Super Frank at Everton, but his hiring at Chelsea after getting sacked here was a head scratcher. Just a little bit. It is a little bit jobs for the boyos, isn't it? Right, Moyes is calling another sub over here, I think, shortly. Might be more changes afoot for Everton. Just having a chat with Alan Irvine. Leeds flick on. One Everton card too. Jag says, did you see the second yellow in Turkey for the guy asking the ref to hurry up? Another day of another ref controversy in Turkey. Yeah, I refuse to back anything in the Turkish league now because of the whole referees and betting controversy of, there's actual refs being involved in betting syndicates and stuff. You just can't rely on the Turkish league. And there's an argument that maybe it's extended into other leagues. We know that there was problems in Italy before. And there's certainly been problems in the Premier League as well. I mean, Matt Letitia basically admitted to it, didn't he? Matt Letitia said he got involved in it. He did spot fixing. I'm surprised there wasn't any previous, any repercussions for him saying that. But he came out, didn't he? He admitted that he got paid. I can't remember what it was. He got paid by some Singapore betting syndicate or something. He said it on a podcast that it was him and another lad in the Southampton side at the time. This was back in the mid-90s. And it was, there needs to be a throw-in in the opening 60 seconds. That's what it was. There needs to be a throw-in in the opening 60 seconds. And they got the ball from kickoff and they tried to kick it straight out for the throw-in. And it didn't go out. One of the players ended up keeping it in. And he said, we literally ran around because we knew there was hundreds and hundreds of thousands resting on this. He said, we literally chased all over the pitch trying to get the ball back and get it kicked out for the throw-in. And when we did, he said, there was maybe a few seconds left and we literally booted it straight out of play. But yeah, he never faced any repercussions for saying that. Daredevil says, bro, I'm going to bet 3 goals. I wouldn't. I mean, let's have a look. If you are going to bet 3 goals, let's see what the odds are first. So, I'm using Midnight. They're our partner on Premier League Dad. If you want to go and download the Midnight app and get yourself cheeky 30 quid in free bets, you're more than welcome to. The link's in the description, link in the chat. But to go for 3 goals in this game, if you just bet goals, over 2.5 now is 5-1. You can get 5-1 now. For 2 more goals in the next 20 minutes, you can get 5-1. That's incredible. 2-1 Norwich. Oh my God, Coventry falling to bits here. Shell's gone quiet. I think she's nervous, says Timbo, and didn't Paquetá get done for it? No, they investigated Paquetá and he didn't end up getting done for it. Diblin's come on for Everton as well. Kumatolasa says Everton my derby, and Gerard Monahan says come on Everton, for God's sake, would just fucking do something. Patterson off for Diblin. Tyler Diblin. Everton spent all summer trying to recruit this kid. 40 odd million quid. They tried everything. They threw the kitchen sink at Southampton, and Southampton kept saying no. And they finally put an offer in that they deemed worthy, and they haven't played him all year. It's baffled me, the Diblin thing. Tony, how many bookings has there been, Key? Is it not over there? No, that's the table. I thought that was there on the right-hand side. Should be coming up in a minute on the table, but the bookings, there have been 2, Stack and Gruev. Gruev's gone off, Stack's been carded, he's still on the pitch. There's only been 2 cards in the game. Adam, rumour has it Tony loves a bet. Yeah, Ivan Toney did, but I don't think it was him. Wasn't Ivan Toney something to do with like his family or something, or one of his friends or something like that? Placed a load of odds on him joining a particular team, or I can't remember. I don't know. I can't remember. Tonali, obviously, we know Tonali does. Reece says more chance of floodlight failure and match abandoned than 2 more goals here. Diblin isn't worth a Kipling, let alone 40 million. Sounded like something that would be said in Oliver Twist, that. Tyler Diblin, it ain't worth a Kipling, let alone 40 million, nicker. Oh, no, come on. Concurrent viewers has just dropped by 50 when I did that impression. Brady says, hey bro, hope you're well. Can I get your opinion on how you think Rangers have been doing from being out of it on match day 4 to being 2 in front of Celtic and 4 behind Hearts? I still don't expect Danny Roll to turn it round and make it a... I don't think they win the league this season, Rangers. But they've done very, very well, haven't they? They've done well to get back, even just back into the conversation. CXP, what's Leeds' corners? It's there on the screen right now, over here. You can check it out. The corners are total corner kicks. 2 for Leeds. 2 corners for Leeds, and there you go, a third for Everton. Everton have just got a third. Timbo, is that what you think I sound like? Yeah, all right, Governor. I don't know. I obviously, look, you can see what I look like and you know what I sound like. I just have a little pink tea profile picture. That's it. I have to invent in my head what I think you look and sound like. I don't know. I do it with everyone, to be honest. Everyone in the chat, believe it or not. Every one of the regulars, at least. I've got a picture in my mind of what you look like and sound like. I'd be astonished if I ever actually met you. Imagine you'd look very different. I was born in the 1800s. Jake, he was betting against his own team and he got banned for 8 matches. Oh, I didn't know that. Key's best Dick Van Dyke accent. Dick Van Dyke couldn't really do an English accent, really, could he? Mary Poppins one was very bad. Ben says, "A Frank Lampard's Coventry's wheels falling off." Well, maybe it's something just, it might be the, top of the table team. I mean, everyone thought Coventry were running away with it and Arsenal running away with it. Oh, Barry! Oh, they've done it! Is it onside? Oh, Tierno Barry 1-1. Oh, no! Everton are level. Oh, no! Oh, no! Everton are level. It's 1-1. Tierno Barry smashes it in. Oh, there's that bet down. Right, well, there you go. Let's take that off so I don't look so stupid. Everton are level. It's a great ball, actually, this, to be fair. The ball comes over to the right-hand side, and it's Dewsbury Hall who plays it in for Idrissa Gana Gay. He's onside. There's nothing wrong with that. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. And as the ball comes in, Barry just runs across his front man. Do you know what? The defender needs looking at here. It's a great run from Barry. I actually think it might be an own goal. Is it an own goal? Oh, I don't know. Might be an own goal. Let's see. See it better on the next one. Don't know if it's an own goal. I don't know if it's... Either way, doesn't matter. It's 1-1. 1-1. Imagine now, hey, Reese, you said imagine if there's actually 2 more goals in this. You jinxed it. We jinxed it. Go on then, I'm ready to be hurt. What do you think I look like? I don't know. I don't want to say. Definitely not comic book guy from The Simpsons, though. I'm only messing. I don't know. I obviously don't have a... Yeah. I don't know. Come on, Leeds. Get back into it now. Savage Hugh says, thanks, Everton. Barry's in again here. Christ, he's turned into prime Ronaldo. Stood up to the far post and die. Well, you watch Dewsbury Hall get a bloody shot now on target. Gay. Off the bar. Oh, Idrissa Gana Gay off the crossbar. Everton look like they're turning this around. Oh, my God, no. Keep them out, Leeds. Ilman and die. Keep them out. Reece says superb run. So many strikers would be caught on their heels there. Ilman and die. Just laid it off. It's a lovely strike that from Gay. Oh, should have been 2-1 that. Leeds now look all over the place. They look rattled. They're looking rattled. Come on, I didn't put my nice white crisp shirt on for nothing, Leeds. Liam Vernon, how's it going, Liam? Long ball forward, Branthwaite wins it. Leeds have offered absolutely nothing in the second half, have they? Let's be honest. Liam says, Key, did you think Man United deserved to win yesterday? Absolutely, they deserved to win. No question about it. 100% they deserve to win. Leeds, please win this, says Jake. I somehow don't think that's going to happen now. Here's Tyler Diblin. Back to Dewsbury Hall. Scottish Key, best gambling app sponsor, always losing bets. I know, at least I'm giving you the losers, aren't I? At least don't pick anything that I pick. I think that's a fair shout. Thank you for the super chat, mate. Liam says, Carrick to win the Premier League. I mean, who knows with how bad this season's going. No, Michael Carrick ain't winning anything. Michael Carrick's not winning anything. Reece says that Dominic Calvert-Lewin sitter looks to be coming back to haunt the Yorkies here. The Peacocks aren't peacocking. The Lily Whites are looking lily-livered. Here's Tyler Diblin. Can he get at his fullback here? That's a bit more like it. That's a bit more what Everton fans are expecting of him for that money. Andy, if we win this, we go 7th. They're hot on Liverpool's tails, Everton, if they win this. They're not winning this. They're not winning it. It's not happening. It's not happening. Come on, Leeds. One day or less, think my bet's on its backside. Yes, we are, Key. Behave yourself. It's not happening. It's not happening, Andy. Never happening. Here's Jordan Pickford. Everton win, says Daredevil. Hey, Daredevil, did you put the 3 on? Did you back 3 goals in the game? Did you actually do it? It's astonishing if you did. Liam says, do you think Leeds have fallen into the trap now of drawing games and not getting enough points? I think to be honest, if they draw here, it'll be a good result for them. They are picking up a lot of draws, but I think that's the key for a side that's just looking to avoid relegation is just how easy are you to beat? And Leeds have 1 defeat in the last 10, and Newcastle were the only one they lost to, and it was a literal last-minute kick of the game. But yeah, Leeds have been very resolute. They've held out under pressure from better teams than Everton, in fairness. With all due respect to Everton, Leeds have held out against some really, really, they've gone to Anfield and drew. They beat Chelsea. They've played better and tougher teams at home and away and held out. So this last 10 minutes won't necessarily cause too many nerves, but they do look a little bit rattled. Everton probably look more likely to score than Leeds at the minute, and they just need to settle the game back down again here. Leeds have got Arsenal on Saturday. You know what to do. Yes, Leeds. Do you know what we could do with Leeds? Just having a nice little spike in form, starting in the last 5 minutes here. Last 5 minutes, late winner for Leeds, and then a late winner against Arsenal on Saturday. What time's Leeds Arsenal Saturday? Is it a 3 o'clock kickoff, that one? Might have to do that one. Here's Garner Gay now on the right-hand side. Cross in, blocked by Leeds, and away it goes. Scottish, my best betting session was when I was drunk after losing $250 in the casino. Went home and turned $250 into $14.5 grand on Sky Bet and cashed out. Got paid even though it was my first session there. Nice. 14.5 grand. I wouldn't know what to do. Most I've ever won's about 9. And that was about maybe 2 years ago. It was about a year before I started the channel. About 2 years, yeah. Finners, you should do Leeds v Arsenal. Yeah, I haven't got it scheduled, but I probably will do if it's a 3 o'clock kickoff. I've only got Chelsea West Ham at 5:30, so I might do Leeds Leeds Arsenal at 3 o'clock. Yeah, I'll add that in. I'll do that. Longstaff, Okafor and Buonanotte about to come on for Leeds. These are certainly 2 of them are attacking changes. Longstaff maybe just to settle things down, just calm things down in the middle for him. Aronton's gone off for Buonanotte. And Longstaff coming in as well for... Who's gone off? Who's gone off for Leeds? I think Buonanotte had to go off to come back on then. Lucky so-and-so. So it's Stack off for Longstaff, Aronson for Okafor, and Tanaka for Buonanotte. Or Buonanotte for Tanaka, rather. The other way around. Keys Arsenal hate watches do very well. Just to be honest, we haven't got anyone on at 3 p.m. And I'm used to doing 3 games on a Saturday now. 3 games on a weekend is just the way we do things on here now. Here's Tierno Barry. Oh no, Tierno Barry, what are you doing? What are you doing? Reece says, I think Leeds can take something from Arsenal. The crowd, Arsenal don't exactly carve teams open. They opened up and get badly burnt. So surely they'll put 9 men behind the ball this time. Where's Nemesha, says one day or less. I think he's still on the bench. Liam says, do you see the bottom 3 staying the same come the end of the season? Maybe Forest could drop in there. Forest seem to be doing very well themselves recently. Obviously, the win against Brentford, it's not necessarily over for them. But no, I don't necessarily think the bottom 3 is exactly the same. The only one that I'm certain of is Burnley. Wolves, I think, could yet still turn it around. It's going to be very difficult for them. They've left themselves with a lot to do. West Ham are flying at the minute. The Spurs win, the Sunderland win. Very difficult games. To pick up 6 points in those is impressive. So yeah, I think West Ham could yet reel a few of the others above them in. Bournemouth, obviously they beat those at the weekend, but Bournemouth having lost Semenyo, it wouldn't be surprising if they got dragged in as well. Dominic Calvert-Lewin, well won that by Branthwaite. It's going to go all the way back to the goalkeeper. All the way back to the keeper. Brendan says, will you be sending Mikel Arteta the Christmas card next year for making the channel viable for 2026?
Honestly, I don't see it like that. I don't think there is. It's not that Arsenal didn't save the channel. I mean, I'm sure it contributed in some ways, but believe it or not, I actually think AFCON was the bigger driver for the channel. Every AFCON game we did just raised the floor of everything else. So all the games that we were doing before, Leeds with a chance over the bar. All the games that we were doing before that were like maybe 2,000, 3,000 views, they all became 15, 20,000 views. At the start of December, the most watched game on this channel, in the history of this channel, was a Club Brugge against Rangers game, and it had 9,000 views on it. And I mean, this has beat that tonight. But yeah, we've already done multiple games over 100, 150,000, which is crazy. So I think AFCON just lifted everything. Finners, Matty, Spurs and Palace could be dragged into it. Don't think they'll get relegated though. Liam says Bournemouth are signing a young winger, Ryan, and another goalkeeper. Chance for Everton. Keep him out. Christos Mandas, I think his name is on loan. I'm not sure about Mandas. I've seen him before. Spurs will be in the bottom three soon, says Shay. And Steve Novak says, come on, you Leeds. Yes, Leeds. Come on. Come on, you Leeds. Absolutely agree with that. Palace. I was going to say Palace will definitely be in amongst it the way it's going. Don't think Spurs will be, but I think Palace are... They're playing with fire at the minute. I think they need to sack Glasner double quick. Like, absolutely get him gone. Beto on for Tierno Barry. The player who saved Everton tonight, Tierno Barry. Beto just coming on to freshen things up front. Might be his last Everton appearance, this. Reece says you saved yourself through being a great lad, being super consistent and thinking outside the box. Your talent was just the time of the AFCON was a blessing. It's very kind of you, mate. I'm not sure how much I agree, but it's very kind of you to say so. But yeah. I think it was just the fact that there wasn't really actually that many people doing the AFCON as well. Be amazed how many big channels just shunned it. They weren't bothered with it. And yeah, we benefited. So, and then once we were getting big numbers, I noticed all the other channels started doing the later games, didn't they? And what a final that was! The most viewed game we've had on this channel, the Senegal game against Morocco, was unbelievable, absolutely incredible. Controversy. Over 250,000 people watched us. Finners says, when was the last time Palace won in the league? I think it's... Aren't they 11 games without a win now? I think it's 11. Certainly struggling. Leeds now, but Buonanotte's been carded. Tanaka. You're not getting that, Calvert-Lewin. You're never getting that. Tierno Barry's got 4 in his last 5 Premier League appearances. Crystal Palace have not won since... In the league, they've not won since the 7th of December against Fulham. We're nearly in February. They've not won since the 7th of December. They beat Fulham, and that was with the last kick of the game, wasn't it? I remember that game. I think we were live for that, weren't we? Yeah, they've lost against... Their last games in the league have been defeat to Chelsea, defeat to Sunderland, draw with Villa, defeat to Newcastle, draw with Fulham, defeat to Tottenham, defeat to Leeds, defeat to City, and then they beat Fulham, beat Burnley, and lost to Man United. And it just all started to come undone around the turn of... just before Christmas, basically. Jabber says Key should do more obscure matches like the World Cup. And Reggie says, come on, you Toffees, get a winner. No chance. You've got 4 minutes left. 3 minutes left. It's 4 minutes of added on time. Reece probably against at the beginning of December. Oh, that was the game after us. Come on, Leeds, Reggie and all those blue noses. Tanaka scores a winner here. Yes, please, Shay. We need a late Leeds winner here. Would make my day. I would love nothing more than a late Leeds winner. Come on, you Blues. Here we go. Great header that. And Leeds now have a chance to put the ball into the box. No chance. Oh, it's a corner. Corner to Leeds. Poor from Dewsbury Hall. It was unnecessary, that. And it's going to be a corner to Leeds. Come on, here we go. Big headed here from Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Reggie, you watching the Royal Rumble on Saturday, Key? I no. no. For a kickoff, it's well past my bedtime. Ball whipped in. Leeds, far post. Crap corner. Awful corner. Yeah, no. Royal Rumble is... I haven't watched wrestling, mate, in about 20 years. I think the last time I watched wrestling was just as John Cena was coming into it, which tells you a lot, because it's a big deal that he's now retired, isn't it? But yeah, end of the Attitude Era. I was about 13, 14 maybe. Caught the end of it, and then after that, didn't really watch it. But one of my best mates, he's religiously into it. In fact, he wants to, since he's seen me start this and do okay off it, he wants to now start a wrestling channel. Leeds strike, another corner, last 30 seconds, Leeds might pinch it. Liam says, I heard there's holding talks with Xabi Alonso. Looks like Slot will be getting sacked soon. No, Slot's not going anywhere, mate. It's nonsense, that. Reggie says it's on at 7 as it's in Saudi. Oh, okay. I didn't know. I reckon you're trying to throw us off the scent for a surprise entrance. Key coming in at number 30, confirmed. With a big money in the bank briefcase. I don't know. Does that happen in the Royal Rumble anymore? I don't know. I have no idea. Corner whipped in near post. Shocking header, that. Terrible from James Justin. I think that might be us done. 3-star says, last time I watched wrestling, it was on ITV on World of Sport. Giant haystacks. Brendan says, you should do a football content creator wrestling event. You, Morley, Anfield Agenda in a triple threat match. Mate, it'd have to be a hardcore match. Absolutely has to be a hardcore match. Oh, and it's Thomas with a Premier League title. Liam Vernon, Keel win the Royal Rumble. Right. It's full time. It's Everton 1, Leeds 1. It's been a dull and drab second half with Everton nicking a late equaliser with Tierno Barry getting 4 in 5. Reggie, put that big Irish Baldy through a table. Devon, get the tables. Yeah. Draw is disappointing, but miles better than a loss at home. It's disappointing when you look at the table and maybe where you would have been if you'd have got that win over the line. But listen, Everton's still not a million miles off those European places. Where does that leave him now? If we look at the table, let's take a look at it. So it was that leaves us Everton in 10th. Everton remain in 10th. Behind Newcastle, behind Brentford on goal difference, and only ahead of Sunderland on goal difference, to be fair. So, yeah, and still 5 points off a Champions League place, 4 points, or rather 3 points actually, 3 points off Liverpool, so 3 points technically off a European place of some sort. Good one, Key. Your favourite player scored tonight and one less buried alive match, and that's the result of my bet. Timbo, au revoir, Key. I'm off to read some comics since I'm comic book buyer, apparently. Worst pun ever. Right. I am going. Have a lovely, lovely night, everyone. Enjoy your Monday night. I will be back tomorrow for some League One action. Hopefully you'll join me for League One football. Lincoln against Bradford City. Second against fourth in League One at Sincil Bank. Both teams searching for a possible playoff place, maybe an automatic playoff place, to go up straight into the Championship. But yeah, big game at Sincil Bank tomorrow. And I'll be watching it live. Lincoln against Bradford. Imps against the Bantams. Hopefully you'll join me for it. If you haven't already, make sure you've left a like on the video. If you enjoyed it, of course. And if you did enjoy it, then make sure you subscribe as well. My name's Key and I watch live footy with you every single day. 512 games last year across 40 competitions. And we've got a great bunch of guys and girls in the chat as well who support all different types of clubs. So if you like that sort of thing, make sure you've subscribed and I will see you maybe tomorrow, maybe Wednesday for Liverpool Qarabag, maybe Thursday for Betis Feyenoord, maybe Friday for Bristol City Derby. Either way, I'll see you very, very soon. Take it easy. Have a lovely, lovely night. Ta-ra.